Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason here. We're going to do a review on the new Dieswitch drums from Ugritone. Um, they revamped this whole drum sim, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't know if I'm really impressed with it. We will get to that in a second. Let me show you first, real quickly here. All right. Now, I have previously purchased the old Dieswitch drums from Ugritone, and I really like them. They've got a really cool old school raw sound. If you already have purchased those, like mine, Ugritone will send you a email link that you automatically get to upgrade it. You don't have to pay for it. And when I clicked on my email, this is what came up. They got Dieswitch drums samples for Mac. I don't know how well you guys can see this. It might look pretty small. There's a Dieswitch drum samples for Mac. There's drum samples no installer, which I'm not sure what that is. Drum samples Windows, drum plugin Linux, drum plugin for Mac, drum plugin for Windows. It does tell you, I think for Mac, so you will need to download the drum samples for Mac and the Ugritone drums plugin for Mac. You have to download both of them. It's a little bit confusing. Maybe you'll understand it better than me. If you have not previously purchased Dieswitch drums, right here on Ugritone's website, they have it right now for $29. I can only imagine if you click on this, it's just going to install the entire thing. You probably won't have a couple. You probably will not have a couple of installers like I do because I previously purchased it. But anyway, it is up for sale right now. Brand new Dieswitch drums. We are going to click out of that. Hopefully you guys are tech savvy. If you have a recording program, you don't really need me to explain to you to go to Ugritone and download it. But it's good price right now, 29 bucks. Now, I am not exactly sure I like this one better. I'm going to show you something real quick here. So here's the new interface right here. You can adjust this, which is pretty cool. There we go. You can adjust that. If you look at this interface, this is not the one in the picture with all the snakes. And this does this to me. When I close out my program and re-bring it up, it has this new interface look. Now we're going to change this. Watch this. We're going to delete it. We're going to delete the plugin. And then we're just going to bring it back. We go to Ugritone here. And when you have this in your VST, your plugin, it's going to say Ugritone. My old one says Dieswitch drums. The new one will just say Ugritone drums. So we're going to add that. And there you go. Now it has a different interface, which is really weird. I don't really understand that too much. The interface changes. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to change your interface picture on here. I have not figured that out yet. It is loading right now, as you can see up here. Now, as that is loading, we're going to mute that. And I'm going to show you a quick little demo I have going here. This is with the old Dieswitch drums. Okay, in my opinion, that actually sounds pretty good. The only thing I don't like about the old Dieswitch drums is the ride cymbals. Sounds like garbage to me. I wish they would have done a better job. The other thing is that when you do the bell on the ride, it seems to fade in and out on your track. There's no humanizer button on here that's going to change that. But let me give you an example here if I can. All right, we're going to click on the ride cymbal here. We're going to move that to bell. There it is. So we're going to play the drums. So I don't know if you guys heard. Pay attention to that. Listen to the ride bell. You can hear it, the volume going up and down. Now, I don't know why it does that. It's kind of a really freaking annoying, so I just don't use that ride bell. All right, let's give you just a quick solo of the Dieswitch drums. This is the old one. Okay, that is the old one. We're gonna mute that, and then we're gonna focus on the new one here. Okay, so now we have our new Dieswitch drums pulled up. We're gonna start working on this here. We're just gonna play this. Okay, that's just after we just loaded it on there. I basically have 2 exact drum tracks up here, so I can mute back and forth between the old and the new drums here. So let's just open this up real quick. Let's look at a couple of different presets. That's Dieswitch, that's Die Wet. We'll do Die Skinny. And when you click on that, it's got to load up. All right, let's try another one. The one I've used on here before that I really like is Die Fat. So this is also something else that keeps popping up. It says, hoax, Ugritone drums tried to load samples, which does not exist. Pearl FF 16-inch, check that your samples path is correct in the settings panel, and that you have your sample folder installed. I don't know why this keeps popping up. It doesn't really seem to affect anything. Maybe it's just a glitch because these are new. I will show you all the other. You can change your toms and snares and bass drums and all that. I'll show you that in a second. Now we're going to do the Die Fat preset. Okay. This sounds pretty good. Now there's other ones on here. You got Die called Die by Switch, Die Naturally. I'm not gonna go through every single one. Now, the first thing I'm just gonna say off the bat, I am not crazy about the sound of the snare on this drum sim. Everything else seems to sound pretty cool. Just not crazy about the snare. And let's listen to the difference here. We're just gonna go to your basic 4/4 time here. We're gonna mute that one. We're gonna play the old one. That's the old one. That I really like that snare a lot better. Obviously, this is personal preference, but that's the old one. Here's the new one. Now, I know Ugritone's whole point is most of their drum sims are supposed to sound raw and old school, and maybe that's just what they were trying to do. Obviously, but I'm just not crazy about the snare sound, but you can obviously change that, and I'll show you that. First off, on the interface here, on any of these, if you right click, you can sample it. You have to right click. If you left click, then you're bringing up your editors. There's the snare, there's the bass, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, hi-hat, blah, 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 all of them. Every single drum piece you can edit, which is really cool. And I'm not going to show you every single one. We'll go to snare here. And the really cool thing is if you hit the test, there's a little test button right here you push, and it'll just keep hitting that one drum thing constantly so you can tune it and manipulate it the way you want and keep hearing it. I know a lot of their other drum plugins have this. The old Dieswitch, which I will show you here real quick, did not have that. This is the old Dieswitch interface, and the only thing they had was this. You just had volume and pan. That was pretty much, you could route them. You could route to many different tracks, but all you had was pan and volume level, and that was pretty much it. Still sounded really good. But the new one, you can edit every single drum and cymbal on here, which is really cool. And I know this, I don't think I can't enlarge that, so sorry about that. So right off the bat, the one thing I had an issue with, because I already purchased this, because they gave me a download link, I had to download a few different things, and I couldn't figure out how to get more drum samples. Here, if you click on DS Mapex Wraith Snare, you can disable it, or you can go over here, and it's the same thing. And I'm like, well, where's all the other drum sounds that are supposed to go with this? Well, it took me forever to realize that we are on Mix. Click on this little button here, Effects, and then you click on this, and there's all your different snare sounds. And I'll show you a couple of those right now. So we're gonna go back to Mix, and we're gonna hit Test. And then, so right now this is on, oh, is that the 1985? There's short snare at once. Here's snare 90s. Bay Area snare. Netum snare. CC snare. Mysterious rev. Anyway, there's all kinds of them. Kind of like the 1985 or the 90s is okay. Bay Area snare is pretty cool. That's very 80s and 90s right there. Kind of like that. We'll take that off. And the other cool thing you can do, we're going to go back to test. You've got all your different mics on here. You got room, overhead, trash mic, hell mic, and looks like your direct mic. So we'll hit test again. You kind of got to listen on headphones for this. If you turn up that room, you can really hear the reverb, or the room sound, I guess. Here's overheads. Kind of gives you more of a stereo sound. I believe the hell mic right here is your underneath mic, the mic underneath on the actual snare itself. Okay, anyway, so you can really mess with this. It's really cool. Effects, you also got low, mid, high. You can tune it. You got some compression, and then it says effects send, which I believe is just a reverb on there. So we're gonna get rid of that snare and bring up the bass and kick drum. I'm sorry. Same thing. So this has a DS Pearl. We'll go over to effects, and then you've got all these different kicks on here. Mids kick, Dieswitch kick, kind of like that one. Let's turn up. Let's turn this up. There we go. Use our master gain there. All right, super kick. Netum kick. DM kick. Bay Area kick. Whoa, industrial kick. That's got some punch. All right, we'll go back to, we'll use Dieswitch kick. So anyway, this kick, just like the snare and pretty much every single head on here, you can all do the same thing. You all got your different mics. On the mix, you go to effects, you got your low, mid, high, tune, compression, reverb. It's pretty in-depth. It's pretty freaking cool. The only thing I'm not crazy about is that snare. However, I don't know, personal preference, I guess. One thing I also figured out, on my own over here. Let's make sure my picture's not in the way. You got a whole settings, color settings here, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to bring over this right here. I like changing the font color right here. So, oh, I can't move that. Let's move this over here. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. So you can actually change the color. Now we just changed the color of the tuning knobs to red because they were light blue. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then the background color, what did I do? Oh, I also did that red. I'm gonna make that a bright red. Let's go, I believe that's the same, yeah. And honestly, I kind of like just leaving it right there, like that. It's really heavy metal looking. And when you start clicking on most of these, whoop. Okay, you got a bunch of red interfaces right here. It's kind of cool. I like that. Also, on this little settings right here, you've got sample folder location, library Ugritone. There's the Cult Drums 2 data. That's what I had to install along with the plugin to get all those different ones. There's also user preset location, user reverbs location. I'm not sure exactly what all this does. If you guys are a whiz, you probably figured it out. There's some other, the same thing down here, load preset, save preset. So basically what I think Ugritone did was they took your Dieswitch drums and they just gave it a complete makeover like some of their other drum sims. Basically this. You can change different snare sounds. You got low, mid, high tune, all of that, and you got your different room mics. So you can really manipulate this. They basically just added that. I wish they would have kept their old snare sound, or at least had their old snare sound available for this. I don't know if they have some more drum samples on their website that I might be able to use for this. I'll have to do some research on that. Now they also have this button down here on the very, very left-hand corner that brings up everything. It's pretty cool. You got kick, snare, tom, 1, 2, 3, 4. They do tend... Okay, those are on effects, not mixes. You got 4 toms, you got all your cymbals. Too bad it does not automatically take it away because you have to go and click out of every single one. It would be nice if you could hit that button again and they all go bye-bye, but they did not do that. Okay, we're going to do a quick little experiment. I'm going to close out of my Reaper DAW and I'm going to bring it back up and you'll see how this interface picture changes. At least it usually does. All right, I'm going to close out of this and we're going to exit out of this and we're going to come back. Okay, now I've brought back Reaper. I've brought this song back up. Now we're going to click, I haven't done anything, all I did was save it. Now we're going to click on the new Dieswitch Drums interface, the plugin. And boom, there you go. The picture changes. That's really weird. I mean, I like this one. I like both of them. I don't know why it does it. I don't know if there's a way to change the picture on here. I mean, that would be really cool. If you guys can figure that out, throw that in the comments. Let me know. Now, the only time that this does not do that is if you completely remove the plugin and then bring it back. So we're going to take it away. We're going to delete it. We're going to go back, bring up Ugritone. And there, it switches. Now it's back to the Dieswitch picture. I don't know why it does that. It's really weird. Down here on your bar, you've got your master mixer, which I have not messed with, and I just saw the humanize button, and this is what I was looking for. We're going to mess with this. And basically what that humanize button is going to do is it's going to raise or lower the velocity at random. So it kind of sounds a little bit more like a real drummer. I'm going to turn that, they had that 45. I'm going to turn that down to 20 a little bit. And let me give you a little sample of this demo I've been working on. If you can see over here, I've got a PV Viper 75 I picked up off Marketplace. So the guitars you're about to hear are actually just mic'd up. We'll just play those. I think they'll sound pretty good for miking up a guitar amp. And for the bass, I'm using Audio Assault's Duality Bass Studio. But let's just give this a kind of a listen to my demo. And we're going to use the new Ugritone drums. Alright guys, that's my review of the new Dieswitch drums. Overall, I definitely recommend it. Right now, for $29, it's definitely a steal. If you're into some old school raw sounding drums, definitely pick it up. You can manipulate this a lot. There's a lot of presets, a lot of different sounds you can get with it. I am not crazy about the snare sound. However, I love the ride. The ride cymbal definitely sounds way better than the old ride they had. And yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about it other than the not crazy about the snare sounds and how that whole interface picture changes. That's kind of weird, but anyway. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you like the video. Click to subscribe, like the video. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to do a video on my new PV Viper 75. That's actually an old amp. Good, you cannot buy those brand new anymore. And I still got to do a video on my acoustic, the new, well, not new, kind of new Ibanez Alt Star. It's acoustic guitar with an electric guitar neck. Still got those videos to make. Thank you guys for watching. Stay metal out there.